Okay. All right. Welcome to the lesson, guys. Today we have a lesson on psychology. So we're going to be learning about how pets can improve our mental health. Okay. So we're going to start with a video. This is a video from Psych2Go. It's 7 ways that having a pet can improve your mental health.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another video by Psych2Go. First off, thank you to our amazing audience out there. You've now reached over 3 million. It's with your support that we're able to continually bring content that will surely add to your knowledge. Psych2Go's vision is to make psychology accessible for everyone, as well as occasionally covering topics around mental health. Our mission is to help everyone become more self-aware of the various psychological factors that affect one's life. Now, onto the video. For centuries, people have found love and companionship in animals. That bond has only grown stronger as time went on. Animals were domesticated or brought indoors and are now a part of millions of families worldwide. They take center stage in family photos and go everywhere their human goes. Some of them even have their own Instagram account. Pet owners give so much to their animals, but do they get anything in return? Research shows that pet owners tend to have lower blood pressure, reduced cholesterol, and fewer reports of depression and loneliness. But the benefits don't stop there. The changes that a pet brings to your everyday life can be a positive impact on your habits and emotions. Here are 7 ways having a pet can benefit your mental health. 1. They encourage you to be active. Having a pet is a lot of work, no matter what species you care for, and larger animals such as dogs and horses will keep you active in your day-to-day life. Exercise, or even just a little physical activity, releases chemicals called neurotransmitters in your brain. The receptors in your brain react to these chemicals and trigger certain reactions and perceptions, such as an elevated mood. Even a short walk around the block is beneficial for both you and your pet. 2. Pets can sense when something isn't right. Animals are instinctual creatures who can often sense the emotional distress of others. They tend to be very observant of nonverbal communication. Dogs, for example, will learn your normal behaviors and habits, and they'll connect the dots and know when something isn't right if you start behaving differently. Some dogs might get more protective, while others will cuddle up. Some cats might bring you a surprise from outside, while others might sit next to you for a while. Each animal is unique and will react differently to the same situations. But odds are, they're just trying to figure out how to make everything better. 3. They're a reason to get out of bed in the morning. Lack of motivation can feel like the end of the world, especially if you're battling depression. If you have a pet, though, you have a reason to get out of bed every day and push yourself to get something done, even if it's just feeding the bird or walking the puppy. You may not always feel like you've been the most productive, but you make a huge impact on your pet's life by caring for them and spending some time together. 4. You'll never be lonely. Having a pet means having a companion. Some animals may interact more than others, but you can always spend some time near your pet if they're not the type to cuddle or be touched. It helps to know that you're not alone. Animals are great listeners too. They'll keep all your secrets safe and they won't judge you for anything you say or feel. So when you have a pet, don't forget that you always have someone to talk to. 5. Pet care can add structure and routine to your schedule. Most pet families fall into a kind of routine, either for feeding, grooming, or even vet appointments. Having set routines ensures that important tasks get done and no one ever has to wonder or worry about when to do them. Developing the habit of following routines is good for stress management too. Dr. Steve Orma, a clinical psychologist specializing in sleep, anxiety, and stress, believes routine is beneficial in maintaining low stress levels in people as well. In his words, routine also helps with stress. Create a set schedule for doing chores, work tasks, meetings, exercise, paying bills, and all the usual things you need to do. Put these into your schedule. Once this becomes your normal routine, it's easier to accomplish everything because it becomes a habit. 6. You'll meet other pet owners and animal lovers. Pets make for great conversation starters and attention grabbers, so don't feel surprised if you make a few new friends while showing off your own 4-legged friend. They can help ease you into conversation if socializing isn't your forte, and you'll never be off topic by bringing the conversation back to your pet. Having your buddy with you will give you that extra assurance that it'll all be okay. Even if the conversation gets a little awkward, before you know it, you'll have friends of all species. And 7, they'll help you live in the moment. It's difficult to remain lost in your own thoughts when your pet is in your lap begging for attention. Distractions like these help bring your mind back into focus on the present moment and what's right in front of you, rather than fixating on worries and negativity. Harvard researchers have been studying the ways pets can encourage mindfulness in their owners. They encourage you to observe your pet while out in the world. A dog on a walk is alert and curious, taking it all in. But how do we become the same? Harvard Health Publishing offers this simple mindfulness exercise any dog owner can try next time they're out for a walk. So try this. As you start your walk, take a moment to bring your attention to the sensations in your body. Breathe in through your nose, let your abdomen expand fully, then breathe out through your mouth. Notice the sensations of each inhalation and exhalation. As you continue to walk, engage your senses fully. Notice each sight, touch, and sound. Savor every sensation. When your mind wanders, and it undoubtedly will, gently bring your attention back to the moment, including your dog's delight at being with you and outdoors. Does this video make you long for a furry little companion of your own? If you already have a pet, did it make you want to go cuddle them even closer? Let us know in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, be sure to share it with someone who would benefit from it too. Don't forget to subscribe for more content and check out the sources in our video description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
Okay, so little video there about basically the psychology of how pets can affect our mental health. So right here we have a transcript of everything that was just covered in the video. So you can read through that at your own leisure. So this is quite good for when we do the reading quiz a bit later. We can sort of go back and check some of the answers and some of the answers to some of the questions. It's also good for looking at the vocabulary words in context. Next, we have the vocabulary bank, which is just a simple list of vocabulary. You can copy that and use it. Use it for making notes and understanding what the words mean. So I'm going to pop those in the chat box for you, just so you can have a look at them. Because what we're going to do shortly is we'll do some vocabulary games, just to sort of drill home what the vocabulary means. So while I'm just sorting that out, so Quian, do you have a pet at all? Do you have a cat or a dog or any fish, turtles, anything, any sort of pet?
Yes, I have a dog.
You have a dog. Fantastic. Yeah, and does your dog have a name? What's the name of your dog?
His name is Lucky.
Lucky. That's a nice name. Very nice name for a dog. How long have you had Lucky for?
1 year.
1 year. Okay, you've had him for 1 year. Is he still a puppy then? Is he still a baby?
He is a baby born from her mother, and her mother is also my pet.
I see. Oh, so you have the mother and the baby. Fantastic. Yep. And is Lucky a big dog or a little dog or a medium-sized dog?
He is a little dog.
Little dog, right. Okay. All right, fantastic. Well, that's nice. Do you find that having Lucky makes you happier? Do you enjoy having Lucky?
Yes, I usually play with him in the weekend.
Fantastic. So you enjoy playing with Lucky on the weekend. That's fantastic. Okay, guys, so we're going to go through some vocabulary now. So if you played this game before, we have the options for the word just here. and then the clues for the word here. Now, if we need more clues, we can just click this and we get a new clue, okay? So this word is, it means to bind together, to like join two things together. It's a verb, a transitive verb. And the example is the heat the two pieces of metal. So what do you think the word could be?
Bond.
It's the word bond, yeah. So it would be, in this case, the heat bonded the two pieces of metal. Very good. The heat bonded. So we would use the past tense version of that verb. The heat bonded the two pieces of metal. Very good. What about this next one, the noun? The relationship existing between or among companions, friends, or people who are together for any sort of period of time.
Companionship.
Companionship is right. Very good. Fantastic. Companionship. Very good. Next, we have an adjective, and a similar word is angry. So when we
Awkward.
could be awkward, it's not awkward though. It's actually negative. So this is an adjective to describe basically anything that's considered to be bad. So we can see the synonym there, bad. Related words could be malcontent, and this root word mal, you will notice, is used in words that depict something bad, negative, such as words such as you can have the disease malaria, which was originally believed to be caused by bad air. So it was called malaria. Of course, it's not really caused by bad air. It's actually blood-borne disease. Then you've got words like malicious or malice, sort of malice is sort of something done with anger. And malicious is the adjective to describe something done with malice, with anger. So malcontent. Then we've got the example here. The film received negative reviews from the critics, but it was hugely successful with audiences. And then we've got sort of the definition here, which is pessimistic, cynical, or critical. And the opposite word is approving or positive. Right. So next we have a noun, a strong or exceptional point, such as a talent or a skill. And this is a French word. Sorry?
Anxiety.
No, anxiety is worry for the future. Yes, but it's pronounced forte. Forte. Yeah? It's a French word, forte. So your forte is something that you are particularly good at, something that you're very talented at, something you're you can do very, very well. So the example here is witty dialogue is the author's forte. Right. A related word is talent, a similar word is gift, and a synonym is skill. So this is my forte, something I'm very, very good at. Next, we have a noun, and we have an image here of somebody, presumably in the army, doing press-ups, doing exercise.
Routine.
So what's this related to, do you think?
Routine.
I'm sorry?
Routine.
I can't really hear that. Let's have a look at some clues. So we've got process and order, a related word and a similar word.
Routine.
Routine.
Routine is right. Very good. Yeah. Because when we exercise, it's usually part of a routine. It's usually something we do regularly. Yep. So we've got examples here. His habits interfered with the daily routine of the business, and the definition: standard or customary procedure or course of action. Next we have, we've got this same word again. The heat, two pieces of metal, joined them together.
Is bond.
Bond, yep. Well, it should be bonded, or bonds if it's in the present simple tense. Yep, okay, very good. Then we've got standard or customary procedure or course of action. So we've had this one before.
Routine.
It's routine, yep, very good. So we're getting some repeats here, but it's okay. Next we have an adjective, and a similar word is hostile. So when somebody is hostile, it means they're, aggressive towards you. They're not friendly. They're against you, directly against you. What do we mean by hostile? What do you think is the closest word?
Unique.
Not unique, no.
Awkward.
No, it's actually negative, and we can see that word in there again, malcontent, as a related word. Yeah. All right. Okay, let's try level 2. Now we'll buy some reveals and a race and a guard. Okay, so this is a transitive verb. To raise or lift up to a higher physical position.
Elevate.
Elevate, yeah. To elevate is to lift something up, to increase it. And then it says here, in the final scene, the stagehands will elevate the platform that the actor stands on. So to rise, make the platform rise up. And when we go to different floors in a tall building, we use an elevator, don't we? Which is where this verb can be used, elevator. Next, we have a noun. The doctor's something made the patient less apprehensive about the surgery. So this is like a promise, a guarantee.
Assurance.
Assurance is right. Very good. So an assertion meant to instill confidence. So an assurance is something that basically just tells the person that, everything's going to be okay. It's a promise, an agreement. Next, we have well-being. Now, that is the antonym, so it's the opposite of well-being. It's when you're not well. It's when you're not doing well.
Distress.
Distress is absolutely right. Very good. So when we are in distress, so we usually use it with the preposition in, we're talking about a state of extreme need or trouble. Okay, so to be in distress. Very good. Here's an example sentence. In its second year, the company found itself in severe financial distress. Okay, let's try the next one. So next we have an adjective, and the synonym is bad. So we've had this one before.
Negative.
Negative. Okay, negative. Negative. All right, very good. Next, we have a noun. She is intelligent enough to do well in school, but lacks. Now, when we say lacks, we mean she does not have, she lacks.
Motivation.
So what we're saying here is she is not doing well in school, even though she is intelligent enough. But even though she's intelligent, she doesn't have something else.
Motivation.
Motivation, very good. Yeah. And another word for motivation is drive. your drive. And the definition is the enthusiasm or desire to do something that comes from being motivated. Next, we have a noun for a state of deep sadness or hopelessness that can persist for months or years and is not necessarily triggered by any particular external events.
Depression.
What could that be?
Depression.
Depression. Yep. So depression is not just feeling sad. So we shouldn't use it as a noun meaning sadness. It's not the same thing as being sad, even though it says down here that sadness is a synonym. I would rather say that sadness is a strongly related word, but it's not exactly the same thing. Sadness is usually temporary and has a cause, a root cause, but depression is more like it can be a clinical condition that lasts for a very, very long time, and it doesn't necessarily have a simple cause. You may feel sad when something goes wrong or when you lose something, but depression is something that can be a lot more pathological. And you can see the example here. She is taking medication for depression. We don't take medication for sadness. We take medication for depression. All right. Let's have some more things to help us. So this is an adjective. The figurines are handmade and each one is what?
Unique.
Unique. Very good. So when we look at the image here, we have a fingerprint. Now, fingerprints are unique to each individual person. So it's very unlikely that two people would have the same fingerprint.
Companionship.
It's unique. The word is unique. So the definition is being the only one of its type, sole or single. Very good. Completely on its own. And the root word uni it means one. So uni means one. So you have a bicycle, has two wheels. Bi means two. Unicycle has one wheel. Next, we have a noun. The natural, unlearned behavioral tendencies or characteristics that are innate in any given species. So,
Instinct.
yes, well done. So when we talk about instinct, we talk about things that animals and humans just naturally know how to do. So it says here, these birds have a migratory instinct. That means that the birds, when it gets too cold, will naturally fly in the direction where it's going to be warmer. So if you're in the northern hemisphere, they'll fly south for the winter where it's warm. And if they're in the southern hemisphere, they'll fly north for the winter where it's warm. This is why when fish are born, they know how to swim. They don't need to be taught. It's all instinct. Okay. Next, we have an adjective. My brother is an dancer. So this is basically saying that my brother is not a very good dancer. An awkward dancer. That's right. Yep. So someone who's an awkward dancer is deficient in physical skill or grace. Someone who is a bit clumsy. And the antonym, the opposite word, is dexterous. So somebody who is very good and very skilled, very adept, very deft in physical activities. Awkward isn't always about physical activities, though. Awkward can also be an awkward conversation or an awkward moment. Next, we have a noun, and a related word is consternation. So what do we mean by consternation? Any ideas? I think it's quite a hard one. So maybe we could think anxiety. Let's have some clues. So the definition is a mental state characterized by uneasiness, distress, and worry, apprehension. Of course, the answer is anxiety. Very good. And a synonym is disquietude. And the example is, she's experiencing a lot, and it should say of anxiety in connection with this decision. Very good. Next, we have an intransitive verb. We were pleased to see that the students from the two schools were something well. And this would be a continuous verb. So it would actually end with something ing well. What do you think the word could be?
Interact.
Well done. Interacting well. So when we interact, it's two or more people or things acting in conjunction with and in response to one another, and in a particular situation, or of one person to act in conjunction with and in response to another person or persons. So you can see here the people are interacting with this dolphin, aren't they? And the dolphin is interacting with them. Very good. Okay, good job, guys. Doing really well so far. Now let's go back onto the Snacks English IELTS Master Course. And we'll try putting those into sentences. Okay. Let's try drag and drop, fill in the blank. So let's try this one. So the Coast Guard received a call from a ship in what? So the ship is calling out saying, help us, help us, help us. We need help. Any idea, guys?
Society.
Say that again.
Society.
No. Let's try a different one. These birds have a migratory something.
Instant.
That's right. Yeah, instinct. Very good. The film received something reviews from the critics, but it was hugely successful with audiences.
Fort.
Interacting.
Not forte. No, not interacting. So a review of a film is what people said about the film. So people said this film was awful. Yeah. So negative reviews, but despite the negative reviews, it was still very successful. Next, everyone's fingerprints are
Unique.
unique. That's right. Well done. My brother is an
Awkward.
awkward.
Oh.
Awkward.
Oh.
Yeah, pronounce that properly. Awkward dancer. Witty dialogue is the author's.
Interacting.
No. So this is something that the author is very good at. A particular.
Anxiety.
Nope. It's a skill that they have, something they're very, very good at. It is there, and it's a noun.
Elevate.
No.
Distract.
Nope. Right. We'll come back to that one. So her doctor told her she should something her legs. So this is when you keep your legs up in the air.
Elevate.
Elevate.
Elevate. Very good. She's always nervous with people at parties.
Interacting.
Interacting with people at parties. Very good. We were pleased to see that the students from the two schools were well.
Interacting.
Interacting well. Good. And his wife, being a police officer, caused him a good deal of now he's
Anxiety.
anxiety, yeah, because he was probably doing something bad. Okay. The Coast Guard received a call from a ship in something. So this is when somebody is in they're worried, they're scared, things are not going well.
Distress.
Distress is right. Yeah, very good. A ship in distress. Yeah. Okay, and then the witty dialogue is the author's something.
Unique.
Not unique, no. This is like a skill when you're really good at something. It's a French word.
Forte.
Forte. Very good. Forte. The author's forte, what they're very good at. There we go. Now, let's have a look at this one. She is taking medicine for something. For what?
Routine.
No, not a routine.
Depression.
Depression. Yeah, so she has a condition called depression. The doctors made the patient less apprehensive about the surgery.
Assurance.
Assurances, yep, assurances. So it's a pluralized word, this one. Assurances, promises, very good. The figurines are handmade and each one is something.
Unique. Unique.
Right, yep, unique. Everyone is unique, so they're all individual and different. Next we have this one. His habits interfered with the daily something of the business.
Routine.
Routine of the business, very good. He tried to be optimistic, but he had a generally something view of his future life.
Motivation.
Not motivation. Motivation is a noun to describe to describe the drive to do something.
Negative.
Negative view. Yeah, so we need an adjective in there. She is intelligent enough to do well in school, but she lacks something.
Motivation.
She lacks motivation. That's right. Yep, very good. If she had any feelings towards her daughter-in-law, she hid them well.
Bonded.
Say that again, sorry.
Bonded.
Not bonded, no.
Negative.
Negative, very good. If she had any negative feelings towards her daughter-in-law, she hid them well. Very good. Next one. In its second year, the company found itself in severe financial distress. Very good. Very good. The heat, the two pieces of metal. So this is a past tense verb now.
Bonded.
Bonded.
Bonded. Very good. Yeah. Bonded. All right. Now, last few. In the final scene, the stagehands will the platform that the actor stands on.
Anxiety.
No. It means to lift up the platform.
Elevate.
Elevate. Very good. Elevate. Good stuff. She's experiencing a lot, and it should say of, not forte, no.
Anxiety.
Anxiety, worry, apprehension, yeah. His, as a baker, is making delectable chocolate desserts.
Forte.
Forte, very good. Skill, fantastic. I always feel some about flying.
Anxiety.
Anxiety.
Anxiety is right. Yep. So worry, anxiety, apprehension, nervousness, and so on. Right. Good job, you guys. So 100%, of course. Right. So let's go through the quiz. Now, best thing to do here is to switch between the quiz and the transcript. So we have the transcript here, and we have the quiz here. So it's good to go through both of them simultaneously. So let's start this quiz. So question number 1. For hundreds of years, people have kept pets. Now, is that true, false, or is that not given? What do we think? Let's have a look at the transcript while we're going through. So why? So you're saying true. Why are you saying true?
Because in transcript they said for century people have followed and comparison in animals.
That's right. Yeah, for centuries. So the truth is, it is for centuries, but it's also for millennia. We've had pets for thousands of years. But yes, it is in there. It is stated, and we can see that in there, right in there, in the writing. The Instagram accounts of animals are always popular. The Instagram accounts of animals are always popular. So when we're looking for the answer to this, if there is an answer, we need to look for words that could be synonymized, like popular. So words for popular could be, you know, famous or well-known or prevalent. But what might be a bit easier is to look for a word like Instagram, because Instagram can't be changed. And if we go just to this sentence here, we can immediately see the word Instagram. And then it says, some of them even have their own Instagram account. Their owners give so much to their animals, but do they get anything in return? So the question was, Instagram accounts of pets are always popular. Is that true, false, or not given?
Not given.
Yeah, it doesn't say anything about popularity. It just says that some people have Instagram accounts. That's it. All right, very good. Owning pets can be a good way to get more exercise. True, false, or not given? So let's have a look. So again, we could have words like exercise or words related to exercise, like fitness, or maybe something that talks about exercise, like going to the gym. Okay, so look at this. They encourage you to be active. Having a pet is a lot of work, no matter what species you care for. And larger animals such as dogs and horses will keep you active in your day-to-day life. Exercise, or even just a little physical activity, releases chemicals called neurotransmitters in your brain. Okay, so does that say, it does say the word exercise. Let's have a look at the quiz there. So, owning pets can be a good way to get more exercise. True, false, or not given?
True.
True.
It is true, isn't it? Yeah. It talks about the fact that pets make you more active. Yep, very good. A short walk is not much good for you or your pet. And pay attention carefully to what it says. Not much good for you or your pet. So this might be in this same line here. The receptors in your brain react to these chemicals and trigger certain reactions and perceptions, such as an elevated mood. Even a short walk around the block is beneficial for both you and your pet. So, true, false, or not given, a short walk is not much good for you or your pet.
False.
It's false because it actively says that it is good for you and your pet. Animals often know when somebody is upset. So again, we can look for words that are related to the word upset, like sad, or feeling down, feeling blue, feeling negative. And here we go. Pets can sense when something isn't right. Animals are instinctual creatures who can often sense the emotional distress of others. They tend to be very observant of non-verbal communication. Dogs, for example, will learn your normal behaviors and habits, and they'll connect the dots and know when something isn't right if you start behaving differently. So based on that, what do we think? Do we think the answer is true, false, or not given? Animals often know when somebody is upset.
True.
True.
It's true. Yeah, very good. Next one. Pets can help people with depression get out of bed in the morning. True, false, or not given? Let's have a look at that. And we can see right there, number 3, they are our reason to get out of bed in the morning. But does it talk about people with depression? Let's read it. Lack of motivation can feel like the end of the world, especially if you're battling depression. If you have a pet, though, you have a reason to get out of bed every day and push yourself to get something done, even if it's just feeding the bird or walking the puppy. So, what do we think, guys? Do we think that is true, false, or not given?
True.
It is true, yeah. It's mentioned directly in the article. Animals all interact with their owners the same amount. So when we talk about, we've got the vocabulary word interact, haven't we? And we can see that word right here. So you'll never be lonely. Having a pet means having a companion. Some animals may interact more than others, but you can always spend some time near your pet. If they're not the type to cuddle or be touched, it helps to know that you're not alone. Animals are great listeners too. They'll keep all your secrets safe and they won't judge you for anything you say or feel. So, what do we think then? Animals all interact with their owners the same amount.
False.
It's false because it says that some animals interact more than others, like a dog is going to interact with you more than a fish. Also, usually, even if you can't find any information about that in the transcript, this statement is what is called an absolute statement. Animals all interact with their owners the same amount. So when we say things like all, everyone, all the time, every time, these statements are absolute. It means that they are never, ever change. Now, usually, just in general life, absolute statements are usually wrong. Not always, but usually. So when we get something that says animals all do this, it's almost certain that there's going to be an animal that doesn't do that. So it's almost certainly going to be false or not given. Similar to this statement, never. So when we have never in there, again, that's an absolute statement. Animals will never repeat your secrets. True, false, or not given. Let's see what the transcript says. Animals will never repeat your secrets. Here we go. Animals are great listeners too. They'll keep all your secrets safe and they won't judge you for anything you say or feel. So when you have a pet, don't forget that you always have someone to talk to. So what is the answer there? Animals will never repeat your secrets.
True.
It is true. So this is an example of an absolute statement that is true, according to the article. Now, you could argue that maybe you have a parrot and parrots can mimic humans. Maybe you tell the parrot a secret and it repeats your secrets, and therefore this is not entirely true. But of course, that's a ludicrous sort of thing to point out. So and according to the article, yeah, animals will not repeat your secrets. Having a routine can be bad for managing stress. True, false, or not given. So let's look at the transcript again. Animals can be bad for stress. So we've got we can see the word stress here. So we know we're looking in the right place here. Also got words like anxiety, which is related to stress. So let's have a look at this. Developing the habit of following routines is good for stress management. Dr. Steve Ormer, a clinical psychologist specializing in sleep anxiety and stress, believes routine is beneficial in managing low stress levels in people as well. In his words, routine also helps with stress. Create a set schedule for doing chores, work tasks, meetings, exercise, paying bills, and all the usual things you need to do. Put these into your schedule. Once this becomes your normal routine, it's easier to accomplish everything because it becomes a habit. So, according to the article, having a routine can be bad for managing stress. Is that true, false, or not given?
False.
It's false, yeah. It can be very good for managing stress. Dogs are better than cats for starting conversations. So now there's two things we could do here. We could look for a word like dog or cat, because you can't really change that to anything else. Or you could look for the word conversation or any word related to conversation. And we can see that word here. So pets make for great conversation starters and attention grabbers. So don't feel surprised if you make a few new friends while showing off your own four-legged friend. They can help ease you into conversation if socializing isn't your forte. And you'll never be off topic by bringing the conversation back to your pet. Having your buddy with you will give you that extra assurance that it'll be all okay. Even if the conversation gets a little awkward, before you know it, you'll have friends of all species. So, dogs are better than cats for starting conversations?
Not given.
Not given is right, yeah. It's just not, there's nothing in there about dogs being better, cats being better, or anything. Pets cause you to focus on the bad things in your life. Let's go through the transcript. So we've got the word bad things. We've got the words bad things. So we're probably looking for the words like negative or negativity. So we can see this word here. It's difficult to remain lost in your own thoughts when your pet is in your lap begging for attention. Distractions like this help bring your mind back into focus on the present moment and what's right in front of you, rather than fixating on worries and negativity. Harvard researchers have been studying the ways pets encourage mindfulness in their owners. They encourage you to observe your pet while out in the world. A dog on a walk is alert and curious, taking it all in. But how do we become the same? So we might need to read this next thing just to get our answer. Harvard Health Publishing offers this simple mindfulness exercise any dog owner can try next time they're out for a walk. So try this. As you start your walk, take a moment to bring your attention to the sensations in your body. Breathe in through your nose, let your abdomen expand fully, then breathe out through your mouth. Notice the sensations of each inhalation and exhalation as you continue to walk. Engage your senses fully. Notice each sight, touch, and sound. Savor every sensation. When your mind wanders, and it undoubtedly will, gently bring your attention back to the moment, including your dog's delight at being with you and outdoors. So, based on that, pets cause you to focus on the bad things in your life.
False.
It's false. They cause you to focus on the present moment. You know, the smell of the air and all that sort of thing. Fantastic job, guys. Okay, doing really, really well. So we've got a writing task here. Now, this is a task 2, IELTS task 2 writing task. Are pets good for children? So the question here is, some people think that keeping pets is good for children, while others think it is dangerous and unhealthy. Which opinion do you agree with? Discuss both options and give examples. Now, we won't have time right now to do a writing task, but we can just get some preliminary thoughts on that, right? So let's start with Chi. So Chi, what do you think, briefly, what do you think about this question? Some people think that keeping pets is good for children, while others think it's dangerous and unhealthy. What do you think, Chi?
I think that keeping pet is good for children. Because if children have their own pets, they can have another good friends that they can talk something,
Yeah,
which they can talk to family or their friends. And
fantastic.
I think people think it is dangerous and unhealthy because pets, some pets like dogs or cats, they have their
Go
their
on.
fur, their fur are very unhealthy
Their
for
fur can be very unhealthy, yeah.
young children. So for me, I think each children, yeah, need have their own pets.
So each person needs to have their own pet. Yep, so that's a very good point. So you've acknowledged both sides of the argument. And you've also mentioned that maybe different pets for different people. So if you're allergic to dog hair, it might be wise to get a different animal or a hypoallergenic dog, like a poodle, which won't trigger allergies so much. That's great. Thank you, Chi. Quian, what do you think about keeping pets and its effect on children?
I think pets are good for children because they teach responsibility and can reduce stress when hang out with their pets. Pets also provide companionship and make kids feel less lonely.
Yep, okay. Very good, very good.
And
Yeah.
I think I disagree with opinion. Said pets are bad for health. Because pets can carry germs and they often help boost the immune system and improve mental health.
All right. Yep, very good, Quian. Thank you. Yep. So again, acknowledging both sides of the both arguments there. Vu, turn dat. Would you answer this question too? Some people think that keeping pets is good for children, while others think it is dangerous and unhealthy. What do you think?
I think people um, eat pets is good for children. Because the first when children um first the cat the first cat will
Yeah.
will will stick to the close children and its impact on its effect on the the health.
Hmm.
Um, and additionally, I think um, the par- I think um, parents want to protect the children or babies, and they don't want the sons near the animals.
Okay. Yeah. Very good. So for so what we could probably do to expand that answer is you could talk about the differences between mental health and physical health, because you could talk about both things. Mental health, of course.
Physical
Yeah.
physical health.
Physical health is things like, if you have a dog, you take it for a walk, and that means you get fresh air, exercise, and so on. Mental health would be more related to sort of companionship, um, and having somebody, just having a pet can just be good generally for routine and having companionship and sort of feeling loved and cared for and loving and caring for a creature in return. And so these can both be very good for your mental health. If you want to talk about things that are dangerous or unhealthy for health, you'd probably want to be talking about physical health, because I can't really think of many ways that a pet could be bad for your mental health, unless you were looking after a huge number of pets and they were all very stressful and difficult to look after. But more realistically, it's like if you were, for example, looking after an animal that was dangerous. If you get some people who adopt a lion or something, and they end up getting mauled. So obviously that's an extreme example. There are some people who may be allergic to certain types of animals, so it could be unhealthy for them. Some animals can be dangerous. Some pets that you can have can potentially pose a danger if they're not looked after properly. So these are some of the things you could talk about: physical and mental health and physical and mental dangers. So what you can do, some tips for doing the writing task here are: state the question in your own words, so you can paraphrase the question. Support your opinion. Make sure that you provide facts to justify your cause, provide evidence and examples, and always link it back to your original point. You can state the opposing point of view. So it's good you don't have to persuade the examiner about the opposing opinion, but it's important to state what it is so that you understand why it's been said. So don't just say what you believe, say why you can understand why others might think something different. Okay. Yep, of course, and summarize your opinion. And the tense that we would probably use would be, probably most of the time, the present simple tense, because we're talking about general facts. So there's an example here. I'll quickly read it out to you. So I believe that keeping pets can have benefits and drawbacks for children, but ultimately the benefits outweigh the negatives. Here are my arguments and evidence on both sides of the debate. Firstly, many people believe that pets can have positive impacts on children's development. For example, pets can provide children with long-lasting companionship, which can improve their social skills and sense of empathy. On top of this, caring for a pet can help children learn responsibility and build self-confidence. Finally, studies have shown that children growing up with pets may have lower rates of allergies and asthma, as well as lower stress levels. Now we're going to look at the other side. On the other hand, some people may argue that keeping pets can lead to negative consequences, such as potential hazards to children's health and safety. For example, pets can carry diseases that can be transmitted to humans, and certain breeds of dogs may have aggressive tendencies that make them dangerous to children. There is also evidence to suggest that keeping pets can lead to health and safety risks for children. For example, pets carry diseases and parasites that can be transmitted to humans, particularly children who may not have strong immune systems. Another point to mention would be allergies. Some studies suggest that growing up with pets can mitigate allergies. Others suggest that it can actually increase the likelihood of developing allergies. Finally, domestic animals, particularly dogs and cats, can cause serious injuries to children if they bite or scratch. Whilst these are legitimate concerns, I am confident that the risks of pet ownership can be managed effectively with proper training and supervision. In conclusion, I believe that it is important to consider both the benefits and drawbacks of pet ownership for children before making a decision. While pets can provide long-lasting companionship and positive benefits to children's development, there are potential risks to consider, such as hazards to children's health and safety. Ultimately, it is up to each family to weigh the potential risks and benefits and make decisions that are right for them. All right, so that's the example answer that's been given there. It shows both sides. And then ultimately what you can also do at the end is you can provide feedback to other people who have posted their answers and see what you think, whether they've got some good ideas or whether they've made some mistakes or if there's something that can be improved. Okay, guys, we will finish there. So well done today. Thank you for joining. And if you want to fill out the writing task and practice that, you can fill it out here on the Statching English IELTS Master Course on Udemy, and I will respond and give you feedback to it as soon as possible, okay? So we'll finish there. Bye-bye, everyone, and I'll see you again in the next lesson.
Goodbye, teacher.
Goodbye, guys. Goodbye. Take care. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.